This is IGN. This beat 'em up nails the look and feel of both Power Rangers and its arcade game inspirations. This is your IGN review of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind by Will Borger. Some things are just meant to be. Peanut butter and chocolate, movie theaters and popcorn, the Cleveland Browns and failure. By all rights, Power Rangers and a mid-90s arcade beat 'em up should also be on that list. It just seems like something written in the book that determines cosmic history, willed into existence by a higher power, but it never happened. Yes, there were a couple middling SNES and Genesis side-scrollers, but like most console beat-em-ups at the time, they were limited by their at-home hardware. We never got a proper, glorious 4 to 6 player arcade cabinet or even a game designed like it was made for one, at least not until now. With Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind, developer Digital Eclipse has taken it upon itself to give us the Turtles in Time /X-Men /The Simpsons style Power Rangers beat 'em up we never got. A couple underwhelming gimmick sections mean Rita's Rewind doesn't quite manage to carve out a place for itself amongst the genre's all-timers, but it is a pretty great beat-em-up that'll make you want to suit up and take a trip back through time. As someone who absolutely loves arcade-style brawlers like this, but doesn't have much nostalgia for Power Rangers specifically, trust me when I say you don't need to know the lore trademark to follow Rita's Rewind. In the distant future, the year 2023, Robo Rita decides to go back in time with her past self, Rita Repulsa, and take out the Power Rangers. The 2023 lineup can't stop her, so it's up to the original 1993 crew to step up and take care of business. Time travel, baby. We're making diagrams out of straws. The story is pretty simple here, but it allows Digital Eclipse to write in some funny moments and interactions, like the Ritas, despite working together, don't get along, and put certain enemies in areas they shouldn't be. That setup also adds to the whole this is a 90s arcade game feel, just like the CRT filters, excellent guitar-heavy soundtrack that can stand beside the genre's best, and the absolutely stunning pixel art. Arcade games like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, and X-Men, as well as modern follow-ups like Shredder's Revenge, worked in part because they nailed the vibe, not because their stories made logical sense. And Rita's Rewind gets that. You're not here for the lore, you're here to kick some butt as a Power Ranger. In a lot of ways, Rita's Rewind adheres to the standards of the modern retro-style beat-em-up. The gameplay isn't overly complex. You've got a basic attack combo, a throw if some mook gets too close for comfort, a double jump, rising and falling attacks, a running kick, a dodge, and a screen-clearing super attack you can unleash once your meter is full. If you want to pull off a sick combo beyond that, you'd better be playing with a friend who's willing to throw dudes at you so you can juggle them. Streets of Rage 4 this ain't. What it is then is a 3-hour beat-em-up built on the fundamentals that make the genre great. Characters that are just interesting enough. The Rangers, red, blue, yellow, black, and pink, are more or less the same functionally. Enemies that are fun to fight. Cool environments that range from a theme park to a toxic waste dump. Enticing Easter eggs and unlockables to hunt down. And unique boss fights like the excellent one against Bones or the goofy brawl with Chunky Chicken. Rita's Rewind has all of that. It feels great to play, the levels are memorable, the enemies force you to adapt on the fly, and the bosses are a ton of fun. And of course, it's all even better in co-op. As of launch, you can play with up to 6 people locally, except for on PlayStation, which is currently capped at 4, but Digital Eclipse plans to bring that number up to 6 in a future update. And unfortunately, online co-op is still to come in a free post-release update and will be limited to 2 players when it does arrive. Rita's Rewind isn't short on replay value. Beating the campaign unlocks the Green Ranger to enable that 6th currently non-PlayStation co-op slot. And there's high scores to chase, S ranks and deathless runs to achieve, new difficulties to conquer, collectibles to find, and a speedrun mode. There's plenty to do here after you've rolled credits for the first time, and I can see Rita's Rewind becoming a staple in my beat-em-up library. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind nails the look and feel of both Power Rangers and the classic arcade games it's drawing inspiration from. While the superscalar levels can be a bit of a mixed bag, they sing when they work, and they're still only manageably frustrating when they don't. Everything else, though, rules. The gorgeous sprite work, bumpin' soundtrack, rock-solid beat-em-up gameplay, in-jokes for fans, and other little touches like playable in-universe arcade games. And while nostalgia will certainly enhance the experience for some, you don't have to know your Green Ranger from your Black Ranger to enjoy it. It might even give you an itch to revisit the classic games or give the original television series a watch. You may not be able to go down to your local arcade anymore, but if Rita's Rewind is any indication, you can always go back in time. Just pack some spandex. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind's IGN score? 8. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest Mighty Morphin Power Rangers updates, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.